just literally play it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Blood. I'm Danny, and we're here to celebrate American 250 with the amazing movie Uncle Sam from 1996.
And I'm drinking Bob Brecker.
I have drank a lot, as this is the Bourbon and Blood. This is the sweet shirt that you should be able to order from us soon. It's sick.
Look at that, people.
I'm wearing our merch. I'm that guy.
I'm drinking a Bob Brecker from the Spirit of New Brothels, Hefeweizen whiskey, Slow River blend.
Brian.
With a Fresca. No, you froze.
You froze. Or maybe we both froze. You're back? All right. Well, yeah. So, Bourbon and Blood shirts. Get them soon. I'm drunk more than Brian, which is not the way this normally goes.
I know, dude. That's crazy.
So, I've had 2 Jack and Cokes and 2 beat boxes and 1 beer, and now I'm having another Miller High Life and a shot of Jack to go with the episode.
It's so unlike you to drink beer. Like, I'm just
I know.
shocked. Man, it's you know what it is? It's the 250. It's, America 250. You drink
America 250. Drinking the High Life.
Living it.
That's right. Woo! So we're watching the movie Uncle Sam, made in 1996. I chose it because it's 4th of July weekend, and I'm going to put this out this weekend. So,
hell yeah.
Ha ha! America!
America!
Fuck yeah. All right, I do want to make a disclaimer.
All right.
We might say some shit about politics during this episode. However, it does not mean we don't love America.
I love America.
Yeah, America's sick. America's dope.
Man. Fucking awesome.
Maybe not right now, but it's dope.
Look, America's awesome. Our government sucks. That's where that's where I'm at. Government bullshit.
Yeah. All right, so Uncle Sam. Let's get into it.
He was a desert storm.
Wait. I didn't hear what you drank yet.
I did. I just told you.
It froze, so I don't know if it actually went through.
I know. I'm drinking the Bob Brecker, the Spirit of New Brothels, Hefeweizen whiskey, Slow River blend. A blend of straight wheat whiskeys, lightly macerated with lemon and a feel and clove.
You bring enough so you don't have to get up mid-episode to get more.
Well, I filled mine up with 3 shots, so I should be good.
Okay.
But I had 4 shots while I was doing the video, so it's gonna hit me. It just hasn't hit me yet.
It hit me.
Yeah, because I had 4 shots prior while I was watching it. Yeah. Man, I gotta tell you, Tubi, my lord.
Tubi. Yeah, so we were watching it on Tubi because it was on Shudder, but it disappeared. It was there last night.
That was fucking crazy. But I literally had it saved. I had it saved. I went back in. It was like, video's not available. I was like, what the fuck?
So we got commercials, and they kept giving me commercials for the new Spider-Man pizza at Little Caesars, which is like shredded pepperoni. And Drunk Danny ordered one, so I just had some of that before coming out of the box. Like, Little Caesars is not normally man, I need to order that, but I wanted to try it. It was fine. This episode is sponsored by Little Caesars, Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh, mine was... I had a Coca-Cola ad and a lot of life insurance and Cialis.
Mine was all Spider-Man. It was mostly Spider-Man.
Stinks.
Spider-Man pizza. Ooh. Taking a shot of whiskey followed by beer. That's how you do it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do. That was my interpretation of 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about Uncle Sam. America.
Sam.
All right, so we start off with a plane crash in Kuwait.
No, it was a helicopter crash.
We start off with a helicopter crash in Kuwait, and everyone seems dead, and we have a sergeant and a trooper, and they're like, oh man, everyone's dead. What the fuck happened here? Friendly fire? Which, I don't understand this friendly fire thing that keeps coming up. I know what friendly fire is.
That just happened. That's what kind of happened to, what's his head from when he played for the Cardinals.
No.
Yeah. If you got, So they were, of course, it's bring that up, but common thing, war, as he said, like, hey, it happens, it's war, things happen.
So the guy in the front of the copter is Sam Harper. He's got the dog tags.
Sam fucking Harper.
And, all right, what were you about to say before I say what I was going to say?
No, I was going to, before we get really into it, because it kind of starts off at that, but it made me think of all the characters in this, which is kind of funny. because you had a lot of people. You had like Crowley, this guy Crowley, who was played by Isaac Hayes, commonly known as the chef. And then you had PJ Souls, cute, but she was a mother in this, but she was in Halloween. Yeah, she's one of the girls who.
One of the babysitter's girlfriends.
Yeah. And then you had Bo Hopkins. You had Bo Hopkins, who was the Twinley, who was the sergeant who kind of went to like all the like, you know, to say, hey, your significant other's dead. But he was in Dusk Till Dawn too, and a few other things. He was like, I was going to name some of the older stuff he was in, but you'd have been like, who? And then there was William Smith, the guy who was. So that's how it starts off. I was like, oh shit, that's what's his head from Any Which Way You Can, Clint Eastwood movie or whatever. Any Which Way But Loose.
I don't know that one.
And I was like, oh, that guy, he's been in tons. And then you have Robert Forster, who's a senator, and he was in Jackie Brown. And then you had Jody, which is Christopher Ogden, who is in SLK Punk. A lot of Hollywood people that I recognize in this one. Just I'd say it. You're like, okay.
Hold on, I'm connecting. All right. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, I'm here. I got a good hello.
All right, good.
All right. So, but there's a cast. So the reason I kind of brought up the William Smith, because he was outside, the helicopter came down and they found it, and they're like, oh, oh no, we have to check him out. And one of the soldiers in there, when they visited, said, friendly fire. And then he's like,
go ahead.
No, but then like William, the guy, he was like a sergeant or colonel, goes, don't ever mention that again and whatever. And then he goes to check, and there's Uncle, Sam in there, right? Harper. And then he goes, shoots him, and then he shoots, what does he do? He shoots William Smith. So, but anyway, I'm the only one in here right now. I am. I was talking to myself for a minute. I was like, Anyway, to recap, so that Smith, the accused colonel, goes, I don't talk about friendly fire. And then he goes over to Sam Harper, who's all burnt and whatever. And he goes, friendly fire. And he shoots.
He said, don't be afraid. It's only friendly fire.
And then he shoots, then he shoots the other guy too. Right. So I was like, okay. And he goes, ridiculous. Then it jumps Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. So we get. Oh, I just burped up some whiskey.
Ooh.
So we get introduced to Judy. What a unfortunate name for a child.
It was Jody.
Oh, Jody. Sorry, I'm drunk. So Jody wakes up from a dream, and he steps on his uncle's picture, who's broken on the floor, and he gets glass in his foot. And he runs into his mom's room, and the mom barely she's like, all right, sit down, let me take care of that. And it's like 5 seconds. She's like, all right, go to bed. I mean, did you pick the glass out? Did you disinfect it? This kid, no. Jesus Christ.
Chop his foot up. Got old Dan Green back. Look, you know what this is? These are like young kids, man. He's Gen Xer at this point.
That's
pretty
true.
Close. This kid probably survived tetanus.
What did you think of this kid in this movie?
I thought he was a fanatic.
Yeah, an obnoxious fanatic.
Yeah, like, oh,
I fucking love the army.
I'm a know-it-all. My uncle's a hero, because of course you find out, but, and then what is it? Then I thought it started a little slow though when it first did. I was like, man, are they just gonna sit and talk about fucking my husband? He was he was abusive, but it's like, my God, I'm scared of him. But he's dead, so don't worry.
We cut to Mrs. Harper is her name. That's all. I mean, no, they said give her name or later. Aunt Louise. So Louise Harper. She comes home from a date with a cop, and on her porch is a military sergeant who's like, I've got some bad news for you, but this guy's a creep anyways.
That was Twinley.
Yeah, that's Twinley. He's like, your husband's dead, blah, 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 blah. And she goes behind the door and starts crying. I'm like, you were just making out with a cop in your car. We do find out more later.
Yeah. Maybe she was, that was happiness.
Yeah. She was happy he was dead because apparently he was abusive. We find out in the next scene.
Very abusive to many degrees. Yeah. So it's like, shit.
And then we have a cut to Sergeant Jed Crowley, played by Isaac Hayes, and he has this whole montage. Dialogue where he's standing in a black room, and it's just his face lit, and he's just going through war is hell, not in that.
War is hell. Basically, I should have never come back from this war. I should have been the one.
9 other people died, and why did I come?
Yeah.
We didn't get a full backstory because later we find out he was married and his wife used to hide his leg, but he's sitting in that room alone. So did it not work out? Come on, Isaac. Come on, Isaac Hayes. What was funny is I was a little bored during this part of the movie, so I put on some Isaac Hayes music, and I was just jamming to it for a minute.
I would have put on some South Park.
I mean, South Park's great too. It's great too.
When he does like chocolate salty balls.
I was thinking of this song. Yeah, Isaac.
Really?
Yeah. What?
You're so funny.
Oh, I'm sorry
You
to
know
put on
what?
Shaft.
Shaft.
Wait, did he do the Shaft song?
He
did the Shaft
Well,
song.
maybe. Did he?
Wow.
Oh, wait.
Isaac Hayes. What the
Oh, here
fuck
he
did you
goes.
do?
This is the wait. No, that's not the one. I was seeing if he could find the one he did for South Park.
Salty Balls?
Yeah.
Suck on my salty balls. Yeah, he did the theme for Shaft too. I was thinking of the
they
Walk
don't
On
have it
By
on
song.
iTunes. They didn't put it on iTunes, which would have been really funny.
This is bullshit. I think it's because he had
Salty
an
balls.
issue with South Park, so they're like, nah, don't put my
No.
music on there.
Yeah,
Because he joined
corporations.
the Church of Scientology.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's why
And
he
then it's
was
like-
off South Park.
I know, but it's so crazy because then, it's what Jody goes to school and
Yeah.
that's where you get like the teacher who is
Mr.
also
Brendel.
in a lot of stuff as well. He was in a lot of stuff.
It was funny
Baldwin.
because he was like, is he a Baldwin? Hi, Nikki. So there's a point where he's like showing off his uncle's Purple Heart, and he's like, well, some of us like to run away because we didn't believe in what the government was doing at the time. And he's like, yeah, my uncle would call you a coward.
Yeah.
I'm not calling you a
I was
coward,
like,
but my uncle would
dude,
call
when
you
he
a
did
coward.
that though, I was like, holy moly. I was like, man, he just dug into that teacher. He goes, I'm not
Yeah,
calling
he
you.
did. My uncle would call you a coward, and he's a war hero, but I would never
But
call
I'll
you.
tell you, man, here's where it comes in. I was like, that kid, he goes, well, I would do whatever the president says.
Yeah,
And I, was
I wrote the whole
I
thing
was
down.
like,
When I
that's
grow
a
up,
MAGA kid in the
Yep.
future.
he goes, when I
I was
grow
like,
up, I'm
that
going to join the
motherfucker's
army,
straight
and I'll
up,
do
dude.
whatever the president says because he knows best.
Hell yeah, he
Or
stormed
knows better.
January 6th, motherfuckers.
This kid was a January 6er. That's for damn sure. He got a pardon this week. He's at the Freedom 250 concert. Just letting you guys
Yeah, he's
know.
one of the two people. He's one of the two people at the 250 fair.
And when he's not at the Freedom 250 fair, he is standing guard at that green pool right outside.
That's true. I'll tell you, there's nothing cooler than seeing
The green-
fireworks over the Washington Monument.
Yeah? Is it
I saw it
like
back
for
in,
real?
Like, I saw it like in the 92 or 93.
I could imagine that'd be
It's pretty
cool.
cool. It is cool. It's pretty cool. But now it'd be like, oh great. I was young.
s-
I was like delized.
I heard a statistic today on a podcast I was listening to where it said that right now Americans it's the lowest score of us being proud of being Americans.
Oh, yeah, like
The last
20% or
time
some
it was
shit.
close to this low was before 9/11, and then after 9/11, obviously we were all like, "Fuck yeah, America!"
Yeah.
It rose up real high, then it slowly went down for a little bit, and then now it's at its lowest. And I think it's all because of the green pool and gas. That's
It
all
is.
people care about.
Yeah. I know. Everybody's like, you know what? Yeah, because everybody's like, look, nobody cares about like all this other shit. They're like, I can't afford groceries. I can't afford gas.
I
Quit
paid
gaslighting us
$5
with this
in
other
gas.
bullshit.
I'm angry. So his mom has her boyfriend over for dinner, who she has no interest
my
in this
Lord.
dude at all throughout the movie.
Yeah.
He's like, you should show me more affection, and then the kid would respect
But
me more.
he goes, I'm gonna go upstairs. And she's like, well, you don't get any TV. And he's like,
I'm not watching TV. I'm in
I'm in-
mourning.
I'm in mourning. And then, dude, like, I was like that lawyer just kind of scoots over and he's all like, hey, maybe if you showed more affection, he'd show more respect. If you showed me more. Just what?
Yeah, what?
Got blown. It got shot in the head. I was like,
That guy deserves to be dead, because who's like, hey, single mom, if you show me affection, your kid will respect you more.
yeah,
Like, fuck
what the
you.
hell is that?
Disgusting.
But I'll tell you what got me though, is so I couldn't. Okay, so then it kind of cuts because he goes upstairs, whatever, and then because I think he wanted to try to put the medals or whatever or something, but he kind of gets a casket, but he gets up and they show Sam Harper in the casket. And look,
One thing, so when they brought in the casket, it was between the two parts we were just talking about. What the kid said that I was like, I would have smacked that fucking kid upside the head. He goes, you must be really proud of your uncle. And he's like, yeah, he's the only one in this family that's ever done anything important. And the mom just gave him a look like, fuck you.
no food for you, motherfucker.
What a shithead.
Oh, he was.
And then that's also when
Oh,
you find out when the general's like, I'm batting 750 with these bereaved women.
That's
So
what. That's what. Yeah, because he's like in there, like drinking a bottle of Jack or whatever. He's like, yeah.
here's
I
to
volunteered for this shit.
750 bereaved women. Sad.
He goes, yeah, man. That's why I volunteer for this shit.
American 250, bereaved 750. Woo!
But what I say is when they showed like Sam, he looked like a fucking mummy. He didn't look like he
Yeah.
was burned. He just looked like I was like, wait.
He was all green and gross.
I know, but he kind of looked like what was that? The Walking Dead, not Walking Dead. What's that? The
I don't know.
comedy one.
He reminded me of a Creep Show when the dad.
Yeah,
like,
too.
gets
I
up.
put that down too. He kind of reminded me of Creep Show a little bit when he started talking, but just the skin and stuff reminded me a lot of that, like that zombie movie that came out in the 90s. I just can't think of the name of it right now.
What if we made, you know how there's so much fucking dumb American 250 merchandise right now? What if it said bereaved 750 in honor of the general who sleeps with all the women of the dead soldiers? Bereaved 750 celebration.
That's not bad, man. That's three out of 4 women.
I bet we could get CNC Music Factory to play that show.
Well, hell yeah, dude, that'd be so awesome.
Shit. All right, wait,
Yeah,
I gotta turn the
that's why I
page.
put the names down because I was like, hey, I had all these names, and I was like, of course, like who they were, and then
We had Phil the cop.
so then no, but it's the thing. Basically, you know, Crowley. Then he gets there. Crowley shows up, and he's like, hey, and you know, Jody goes over to him, and he's
Oh,
talking,
you're talking about the wake.
Yeah, the wake, because that's kind of the whole thing, like a little bit when he shows up and whatever, and he's talking about the wake, and he's kind of telling him, it's like, oh yeah, you know, I told him stories and whatever, but it's what got me though was the whole talking about the experience, touching his leg because it got blown off. What really got me though is when the kid goes, yeah, I want to join the Marines or Army, and he goes, no, you don't want to do that shit. You don't want to, you want to live a life, and he's like, well, you die sometimes, and I'm like, the kid's like 10. Or whatever.
Everyone dies some way. What am I gonna do? Die in my bed?
But he's talking like he's in his 20s. Well, you die sometime. I'm like, what the fuck is kid like?
Well, just before that, he was up in his room playing with his toys, and he goes, anyone who badmouths this country deserves to get the butts kicked in. And I was like,
yeah, but
that's
what his uncle did. His uncle say that? You said?
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, he was reading the note he had in his box. Anyone who badmouths this country deserves their butt kicked in.
And that's it. But something he said, hey, then of course, Crowley shared the share. It was with Sam about the glory days of whatever, like, kind of hero. And he goes, oh, yeah, but and then when but that was a different one where further on when he said that about being crazy. But yeah, but he told me, he goes, look, he enjoyed killing. He goes, look. There's crazy people. And sometimes it goes about heroes. Heroes kill a lot of people. And he's like, look, sometimes you're crazy and sometimes you survive. And then they send you home and they tell you, don't be crazy anymore. That's what maybe I was like, okay.
I'm going to have to edit a bunch of this because of the internet. Hey, I'm here. Are you here?
I'm always here, dude. My internet's good, man. You live in the D,
My internet's
baby.
bad. It's me.
What do you got, man? I'm got.
Apparently shit. So how do we ignite this monster to come to life? What we do is we burn a flag over his open grave, and then the ashes
that made
of the
no
flag
sense.
fall.
I made a note about that. I was like, that makes no damn sense. It makes no sense.
That's what triggered it. So is he actually like a patriotic hero because the flag burning into his grave ignited him to come alive and kill people?
But I was like, it would have made more sense if he was in the grave.
Yeah, he wasn't even there. He was in the house.
Right, you know what I'm saying? It would have made more sense that he has like the ground buried and they burned the flag over his grave. Would have made more sense to me than him being at home and then being in an open grave.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
he wakes up.
I'm just saying.
So then we jump to the 4th of July, everyone. It's the Twin Rivers 4th of July Festival. Not as good as the 250 America Carnival, but...
No. You're missing stuff.
What did I miss?
You missed my favorite part in the whole movie.
You had a favorite part in this movie? What was it?
So, Sam gets up. And this dude is stealthy as shit, right? He's a fucking zombie mummy. It's an old-ass house creaking. Nobody's waking up. He steals like Jody, his medals back, and he pins them on his chest. Goes into his sister's room, and he's like...
He stands over all creepy, rubbing his hands.
But he leaves. No one hears a fucking thing. Are you kidding me?
Of
An
course
old-ass
not.
house like that? Motherfucker. I would have been like, hello. But So that's when he leaves, right? He gets outside and he leaves. And then we have some pervert Willie literally looking in a window, like full window like this. And
yeah,
this
he looks
woman
creepy.
is
He's
just,
Daddy Longlegs Creeper.
I know, but this woman was just like, are you kidding me? He is literally in the front. He's in the window. And then, of course, she bends over, takes off her towel. And I did make a note.
Yeah.
I was like,
I knew it.
goal. Nice boobs, nice butt.
I like that she sticks her head out the window and just like, you gotta stop doing this, Willie. You're a creep.
Mm-hmm. But
So
then
we get
Willie
our-
somehow tries to run, and somehow he sees the guy following him.
Yeah. This is our third death. I almost
Yeah,
didn't
but
count.
that threw me a little bit, though. Oh, wait. No, we missed that? We missed the death of the graveyard. He goes to the graveyard.
No, that's after this scene. He has
Okay,
the costume on.
okay. Oh, yeah,
So
I
the
got those
first
two
two
mixed up
deaths-
because I was too busy. Look, I was too focused on her butt.
So the first two deaths were the two troopers at the beginning. I almost didn't count those, and then I was like, oh wait, no, this is like the third death. So the third death, our giant long legs Uncle Sam is running, and he hits a branch, as ones do. And
And then he's like,
Our
don't mess up my suit.
yeah, and then our dead Sam takes a hedge trimmer, or what are they called?
Hedge glimmers.
Hedge clippers, whatever.
Clippers.
Yeah, I was so mad at this part because we don't see anything. I was like, this movie better show some goddamn deaths.
I know. I
So
was
I'm
turning
gonna
to the
be
point where I was
pissed.
like, I remembered their deaths in the thing, but I was like, oh my god, dude, like.
Well,
I
then
was
it
like,
started
this
going
sucked.
pretty. This started going pretty fast after that, because then we get the kids who are vandalizing the graveyard, throwing beer cans in his grave.
But that made no
And-
damn sense.
He spray painted red and blue on the one kid's face.
Yeah,
His
so I
name's
thought it was
Rich.
red. Yeah, I thought it was okay. It was red and blue because I missed that. I saw the blue and I was like, "Where's the red?"
So when he was in the grave, he had red on his face too, and I was like, oh, so it was patriotic.
But it was so crazy though, is that he leaves, right? He's like, I'm gonna go out. I think he can go to the bathroom, whatever. Right? He gets sprayed in the face. Why not just?
But also, for a buried alive death, it's so slow. You could climb up as he's burying you. He's adding
I had
more
a
to the
question about
ground.
that one too. I wrote that down. I was like, wait a minute. So later, right? They bury him. They fucking bury this guy, and he's like,
His
hands
hand's
out,
sticking
and then
up,
his
yeah.
friend goes, "Hey, where's? Are you fucking kidding me?" Because literally, Rick disappeared, got sprayed in the face with 2 types of spray, and he gets thrown in a hole because it looked like he passed out, which means that's another 10-15 minutes to drag him into the hole. And then you have to bury him in a hole, and you know it's going to take another 30-40 minutes to
Right.
fill the hole or whatever, right? I'm like, where the fuck were you? Where the fuck were you? And then you're like, where's
Anyone
Rick?
could have climbed out of that as it was being buried.
I'm like, where
Like
the
he was
fuck's Rick?
doing one shovel at a time. But then this kid comes back looking for his buddy Rich or Rick and gets roped around the neck, and he gets pulled up and flagpole
Hey,
seated.
swing by flagpole. Yeah.
Is
Oh,
that
you know,
what
he did
flagpole
tie-
seated
He did
means?
tie that knot. He tied the knot really nicely, though.
Well, he's in the military. I hope he knows how to tie that knot.
But yeah, he hung him. I'm like, all right. I said these deaths are very, very uneventful. They're very like.
Well, it keeps
Really?
going though. So the next morning
Yeah,
they're
you're
getting
right.
ready for 4th of July. They're doing ready for the parade. And this one I thought was weird. So the teacher's like, "Oh, my George Washington needs his hatchet. Let me go get it." Why do you keep a fucking real hatchet in a classroom with children? Because he goes into the classroom.
You know why? Because kids can't shut the fuck up, and sometimes you need to.
So he goes in. I mean, this was a different time, I guess. I guess back then they could keep hatchets in classrooms, whatever. So Mr. Harper, the traitor of America who ran, gets a hatchet to the head. He deserves
Wow.
it, bitch. How dare you run during the Vietnam War?
My
I
brother was
don't
gonna
fucking
run.
care. I probably would have ran too if I didn't have asthma, and I was old enough to worry about that. But we're at parade time, and I saw Smokey the Bear on a fire truck. Brian, what's your opinions on parades?
Parades? I fucking hate them.
Yeah, they're dumb. As a marching band person, I
I
do
hate
like to
them.
see some of the bands, but you just stand
I
there
hate
for
parades
hours.
because I hate being surrounded by people in hot weather, watching stupid floats go by. I've always hated them since I was a child. I think the last one I went to was the Gasparilla Parade in Tampa, and then I went to, I did go to Chicago's parade, and I went to a Pride parade in Seattle on Capitol Hill, and I wanted coffee. Really was why I was up there, because I brought my mom up there.
Remember
My mom was with me and stuff. We were like, "Yeah, it's cool." She thought it was fun, and I think I went in Chicago to see the Green thrown at the river, but I never went out to the parade. I stayed in the bar and drank. I just hate being around people that much, and so
That's how you
I
get
hate
Brian
the.
to come out, because I got him to come to
Oh
a No
yeah, you
Kings for
motherfucker.
March. And I was like,
Yeah,
come to the bar with
you're like,
me.
yeah, man. I got beer.
You did get a beer. You were around a
I
lot
did.
of
I got a
people, but you got
few.
a beer. We went to the St. Patrick's Day parade in downtown Detroit, and it was fine. I got bored after a few minutes, and we walked away. But we did do the, what is it, the Non Rouge
Oh yeah, I miss. I
Chase the
never went
Devil
to
Out parade?
that. I should.
But we
I
were
should have
in
went
the
to that.
parade, which I thought was a lot more fun, because
That's
everyone that
fun.
dressed up just marched down to Detroit. So that was
Nice.
much more fun.
Hell yeah. Oh, I did
I
like the
guess.
parade in Seattle. There's one where everybody's naked. And I was like, that's awesome.
All right, so let's talk about Barry for a minute.
Barry.
We get introduced to Barry, who's a burned boy,
A
little boy in a wheelchair
Barry
who's blind.
Cronin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he has half his face burned from a firework display from the year before. And his parents are weird as shit. And he somehow has a connection with our Uncle Sam. And I just don't understand this whole backstory of Barry.
Well, that's where PJ Souls comes in because that's his mom, the one from Halloween.
Okay. Now that makes more sense.
Yeah. No, so I don't know. Like it's just like they try to it's it happened when he was a kid. They tried to blame Jody for it. He goes, I wasn't there.
Yeah, Jody.
So not,
but we find out later it's because of firework explosion last year at the parade. Because
yeah, but that was from those kids, I think. Because I'm
no,
the
cowboy guy says we won't have another incident like last year, and it zoomed in on the kid with the burned face. Who knows?
But they made
why
it sound
the fuck
like it
would
was
Jody
other
be
kids
blamed?
because Sam comes up and he touches his face, all like creepy and shit. And says,
yeah,
I'll get them for you, because even in the darkness I hear you.
Maybe it's because the kid had a lot of anger towards people who burned his face and made him blind.
That's true. He looked like Ray Charles.
We had the best rendition of the national anthem ever. Some punk kid
Oh my
screaming
God,
it.
it was like so punk.
You remember that?
I know he gets up there.
Froze again.
But you know what he did though? He learned very well not to do that because then he goes in a bag race, which I gotta say here. So he goes in a bag race and he's like, oh yeah, and he falls after like 5 minutes of watching this nonsense, and he rolls, and then he gets up and he sees it. But what I love is the way they cut it because every time he walked, you'd see him, he would just show up through the next tree, but he wasn't moving.
Yeah.
But I like the film shot of that, of it kind of him just showing up, but him not moving, because then he moved again. But I was seeing if he moved, and he never moved. So it was like a shot that he cut, and then they put it back together. But I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I really like that shot. And of course, he goes, chop, chop his head off.
Yep, we got a decapitation.
Wait,
finally.
Was somebody in a car in that one?
Yeah, they walked by. He was doing this hop on a sack race. There was like a guy who got up, and then a girl got out of his lap. So apparently she was giving him head in the car, the old burnt down car.
Oh, because I was like, oh, was it the pot girl?
I have no idea who they were.
Because the pot girl, man, dude. I was like, why'd you kill the girl with the weed? Bullshit.
It was. When did sack racing become patriotic?
Well, I was kind of like,
thing?
I kind of read a little bit that if the tropes are that they picked all the tropes for like 4th of July Day, like picnics, sack races. I'm not surprised they didn't have like a pie eating contest and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a beer guzzling contest, right?
Oh, yeah. There I am. Look at that. But then you got deputy hitting on his wife. Like, hey, man. What's his name?
We do cut also to so Ralph, the piece of shit boyfriend who dressed as Abraham Lincoln. It cuts to him randomly with a bullet in his head, just like Abe Lincoln.
Oh yeah, but that was from before though, because I admit that I had to turn that back for a minute because he was practicing. They had like a fairground there or something because they had like shooting.
Yeah,
and he goes, "Come on now," because then he goes, "Hey, can't you save?" This is like, basically this is to that guy. He was like, hey, this is for like, for charity. Could you like save some like thing? And actually, it shows like the guns off the chain. And then it focuses off of, Ralph got the clank, clank. Or that. Because I'll tell you, she was like, Ralph, where are you?
Was the grill girl the pot girl you were talking about, where she was jumping up the grill and there was the head and he shoved her head into it? Well, yeah, because earlier
the cop, she was out trying to light it, and the cop goes, hey, and the deputy's like, look, listen, man, listen. You should be doing this. Give me what you got. Takes the weed. She goes, damn it. And then, but that's what jumps forward to her with that kid, the bad kid, who's saying really horribly, his head's on the grill. And she's, oh my God. And then, of course, it's because she pothead, that Uncle Sam decided to put her head on the grill. I don't know. Like, I was like, why? What did she do? Because she was smoking weed on 4th of July? Look, man.
I feel like they
She's
had found
a
some.
hippie.
They had to have found some dead bodies because then it cuts to them doing the fireworks show at night. And he's like, I know there's some stuff, but we're doing this for the kids. Stay here. Don't leave, guys. And they start the fireworks show, and Uncle Sam has tied, I think, the mayor up.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. He deserved that. That's,
yeah.
Yeah, that was a guy who was in, he was in a few movies, though. He was in Jackie Brown.
So, yeah, the mayor's strapped up and being blown up by fireworks in front of everyone. And the blind kid is just like, the blind kid's, what's going on? What's going on, everyone?
Oh, yeah,
sad,
man.
But funny at the same time. And then
he totally got like, he got old firework to death. And then the deputy was trying to go up and save him, got like flag pulled to death.
Yeah, impaled by the flag. America.
Hailed the flag. Impaled by the flag.
Shit, I got the hiccups.
And then with his Crowley's like, no, man, we got to go back. And because the little kid goes, you know who it is? And he goes, who is it? And then that kid, Cronin or whatever, goes, the wheelchair burn kid goes, it's your Uncle Sam. Goes, that can't be my Uncle Sam. He dead. It's him. So then they're like, we got to go look at the house.
Wait,
and so they go back and it's twinning.
Hold on. He goes, he's dead. And he goes, I never said he wasn't dead. I thought that was ridiculous.
But they go back and it's twinning.
So the neck slit throat is our boy of the 750 sad wives. You know, so he was dead inside the casket. And then, what was I going to say? We get a lot of Isaac Hayes just being very dramatic. And basically Isaac Hayes became like the babysitter because they wouldn't stop following him everywhere he went.
And that's what I was going to say. So when they get back to the house and then Crowley is there, that's what I was saying. It was very Creepshow-like in that moment.
Yeah.
When he's talking to him. It reminded me a lot of the one with, what's his name from Cheers? When he gets like gets drowned. And then he comes out of the water, is whatever. Like, so I was like, he's a cool talking zombie.
Isaac Hayes has a cannon strapped to the back of his car because why wouldn't he?
Well, no, he went and got it. They go, why are you gonna stop
I missed that part. I was pretty drunk at this point in the movie. But he aims the cannon and the kid's with him, and he's like, I'm not leaving his side. This is my uncle and he's patriotic and he's my hero. But then he like jumps out of the way out of nowhere, which is great.
No, for me is when he leaves to get it, and Jody's like, I'm going to talk to him. And, of course, Jody's talking to him, and he's like, hey, great, my uncle's a fucking zombie. And he goes, I wanted to be like you. And, of course, Sam's like, are you volunteering?
But also, when did cannonballs cause explosions?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I was like, okay.
The cannonball blows up and everything's on fire, and then it blows up again the second shot, and everything blows up.
Yeah, I was like, is this like dynamite that's already just fucking blew up an entire house?
Cannonballs are just a metal ball that shoots into stuff. It would fuck him up, but it wouldn't cause the explosions it did.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, come out, I'm with him, I'm with him.
Boom. And then we have the ending where the kid is out back, and he's like, you know what, fuck being patriotic. I'm going to burn all my toys.
No, I just this one. I was like, this is how liberals are made.
That's what I said to Bree. So
burning all his war toys.
And also, like, his mom bought him all those toys. And also, your kid's playing with fire in the backyard and you're just watching him burn a bunch of toys.
Yeah, but that was my, like, caught of this whole thing. I was like, oh, so that's how liberals are made. I was like, good. Okay. Torture. And then at the end, it does like a slow-mo and he got a big smirk on his face. I don't know what that really meant, though, but, no. Did you freeze again? Freeze agreement.
My internet connection's really pissing me off. I'm glad we got to the end of the movie.
What do you want? You have Verizon?
I have no idea. It's my landlady's. And usually it's fine for shit, but it's not doing good for this right now. So that was the movie. That was Uncle Sam. What did you think of it, Brian?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It was okay. It wasn't great. I mean, I think it could have been more, like, I read on it a little bit, and the two guys who also did Maniac Cop, and I figured, and some people were like, those two guys coming together, that they were coming back together, they're trying to create another that, which they did not do. Because Maniac Cop is pretty crazy and pretty cool. I think that I don't know. I think that some of the I don't know. Like to me, it's like they could have done a lot of better things. Like the fact, like I think with the grave, like it just seemed like okay, yeah, they burned the flag and you're whatever, but I just feel like it could have been you could just put him at the grave and it would have been more interesting for him to be in the grave, like more
pop out.
horror-ish. Yeah, but
I
more
wanted to see
horror-ish,
more gore. I
yeah,
thought the
like
idea
okay,
of
like
some of these deaths were cool, but it was not gory enough.
well, yeah, like I feel like yeah, that's like he gets shot in the head, he gets an axe in the head, but you don't see it,
Yeah.
right? Like you didn't see the axe in the head. You just saw him fall to the floor with the axe, and then you see the bullet hit you, whatever. He falls over, and then you kind of caught the flag, but you didn't see anything else. I just feel like it could have been gorier and
I think
tasteful. I don't want to say,
the
but
goriest
like
part of the
more
movie is
that
when
had to do
he's
with
in
the
the
deaths.
grave.
Yeah,
So when he's in the grave, the kid, his leg is all fucked up, and I was like, "Oh wow, they're actually going to show any blood? Cool."
yeah, it
Yeah,
just seemed really even like yeah.
I thought it was pretty
I
terrible.
think yeah, so I think, like it had potential, right? Even for a bad movie, it had potential to be like interesting. It just because an interesting premise, but I feel like they really just either it could have been the actors, like a lot of those actors that were in this were kind of famous in their own right, and they'd done stuff. And I don't know if it's because they're like they didn't want to go like crazy on it, but yeah, I think they really dropped the ball on a couple things, right? Like you saw who got his head chopped off. I was like, oh, that's interesting, but you didn't see it get chopped off. Like you just saw a head fall. You're like, it was like anything to do with FX. They took the least amount of effort to do anything, right? Like, okay, they have a prop guy who's going to do the head, but we're not going to do a guy getting it chopped off with the blood and the whatever, I just think I think they like it, especially for 96, it by then, gore was kind of, still, it wasn't overtly, but we've seen where it's better done. And I think they kind of dropped the ball on this
I also
on the
think
gore factor.
they introduced a lot of characters that we should know and then kill them really quick. I was like, well, okay.
Well, ones who didn't even make sense, right? So you had 3 guys in the graveyard, and the guy who sang bad was the kid who left. Goes, I gotta go home. I got some shit to do, and then that was it. And like, oh, you killed his 2 buddies. You just wait till the next day. Why don't you chase them home like you're chasing the dude in the fucking stilts?
Or like the cop or
You
the
know?
boyfriend. Like we got introduced, they're kind of shitheads, and then they die.
Well, even the deputy wasn't that bad. He just wanted to get, he's like, hey, he was sticking up for her to kind of move on. But even, kind of dickhead moved, whatever. But, and then of course you had the talk where Jody changed, which we forgot to talk about how, the mother and aunt, sister-in-law come together and they go, hey, look, he abused me from 6 years old. And when he left, I was like, I'm free to, to abusing his wife, right? So you're like, okay, Jody changed. He's like, oh shit, man. Like he's a piece of shit then, right? So that was a change
lot,
for him.
And they didn't give us a lot to go with.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you threw those things in, like, okay, we got to change. Jody has to know what kind of man he is. You're like, that's something you could have said earlier. You didn't really have to, Once you saw he was starting to like worship this dude, you probably should have been like, hey, look, I love that your uncle, but he was a piece of shit. All right. He's a human being. It's okay to love your country, but let's not be a fanatic, And so I feel like those are the couple of things out that look. So like if you were to go 1 out of 5, I'd get like, what do we do out of 10? I'd probably give it like a 4.55 out of 10.
I was thinking
it's entertaining with some slow spots. I just felt to get that extra, 3-4 stars, it could have been show better gore, show better FX. Like we've watched some movies where the movies aren't overtly great, but the FX, and you're just like, holy shit, like the FX is so good. It really helps elevate the movie,
Yeah, nothing happened in this movie for the first 35 minutes, and then it jumped into once he woke up, and I was like, oh, now we're going to get deaths.
I know. And then
for no reason.
Those fucking commercials. I was like, come on, Cialis, how many times am I going to sit through this shit?
Like, all right, well, happy 4th of July, everyone.
Happy 4th. Drink plenty of beer and don't blow your fingers off.
Yeah, be careful with fireworks. They're dangerous. Just go see fireworks.
We're going to watch ours from our house, the 2nd floor.
And people who light off M80s, you're dumb. All this is a pop, and it scares pets. Like
80s? They ain't the real M80s, man.
The poppy ones that just are loud bangs. They don't actually do anything firework-wise.
No, they But in New Year's Eve here, they had tons of fireworks going off, like across the city and all the neighborhoods. So
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna do. We'll sit up in the top
Listeners-
floor and watch.
Listeners, I'm sad. I was supposed to be at Brian's for 4th of July this weekend, but I have to postpone for a month. So
I know.
I'm still
I miss
stuck
you,
here in
man.
Detroit.
I miss you. I was excited.
I was too. Soon.
I know. Patience
thanks.
is a virtue.
Thanks
my
for
man.
listening to another episode of Bourbon and Blood. We'll be back soon. Bye.
All right, people. Have a good one.